Your way to the Pretoria State Theatre on Monday for the Saturday Night Fever play auditions. Greg Homann, the director of the production, joins us now. Tell us more about the auditions. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Levo. It's good to be here.
Let's talk about what's going to happen on Monday. What are you looking for?
So on Monday, we begin the process of finding 26 to 28 brand new cast members of the musical version of the iconic film, which is most well known. You know, John Travolta launched his career, Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
So the whole of next week, we're in auditions. We've already got a list of about 150 names.
Oh, wow.
And we start the process of finding, amongst other roles, the Tony Manero of our production, which opens at the South African State Theatre in September.
Yeah. What are you looking for exactly?
Sure. I mean, you know, that idea of Tony Manero as created by John Travolta is so strong in our minds. So we're not looking for someone who looks like John Travolta, but we are looking for someone who can sing, and can sing well, who can dance very well, and who's able to wear that white suit that is so well known with that, you know, classic move, which I'm not going to recreate now, and who can act, because the role is demanding. The musical version that we're working with is a new version that is very closely aligned to the original 1977 disco film.
What attracted you to this particular story? I mean, I know your stories. They're not in this direction. You've changed direction. What is it about
It is a bit of a change in direction for me because I've done a lot of new South African work, particularly plays, quite serious plays at times. But I must say I made a choice when I started my career to move away from musicals, because musicals are something that you quickly get boxed into if you start doing musicals. I now feel like my career is established enough for me to move back into that vein, and I'm very excited to be doing Saturday Night Fever because, one, it's a brand new South African production. We have full reign to create a new version of the production based on the original film. Obviously, we've got a script that we're working from and the Bee Gees music and all of that, but we've got free reign to make a new production. And it's also exciting to me because I haven't done a production professionally of this scale. I've never done a production at the South African State Theatre opera stage and with a cast of 26 or more. So I'm really excited for this to be the one that launches me into a different kind of work than I've done over the past 10 years. In
your mind, how do you see this playing out? I mean, you've got auditions now, you've got a bigger cast now that you're working with, about 26 people. Tell me what stage you're in right now. You know, to say, look, we're reaching audition stage. At some point, this all needs to come together, and I need a South African feel to it.
Sure. So the themes of the musical are very closely aligned to South Africa. So we don't need to meddle with the themes and those things. We just got to bring them to the surface, because the themes are really about tolerance. They're about fighting for diversity in different communities. So the themes are really pertinent. I suppose where I'm at is I'm very excited at this point. I'm sure at some point panic will set in and I'll become a little bit more terrified. But I think for next week it's really about myself. There's a creative team, so we've got a great choreographer, Wesley Lauder, a musical director who's really established and well-known, Rowan Bakker, who's worked on many of the big shows, and a great design team that's well-known also and worked at this level, Dennis Hutchinson and Sarah Roberts. So there's a big team surrounding me, along with the very experienced Bernard J, who is producing this in association with the South African State Theatre, and is most well known for the long time that he spent at the Joburg Theatre producing the Panto and recently Sister Act and a number of other shows. So I'm surrounded by a really experienced team, and it's now about finding a cast who can match that team and really bring something fresh and new. And it would be wonderful to find a person to play Tony Manero who is new to South African stages, and that is an exciting new talent that this production can launch the career of.
All right, so somebody listening to this conversation, they can act, they can sing. What are you looking for when they do? What do they prepare, you know, going into this audition?
So the most important thing is we're on a very tight deadline. We start next week with our auditions. The most important thing is that they need to send a CV with their experience level. That must, you know, if they've done dance classes before, if they've done any kind of acting training, we need to know that. And it's really important because they're joining a big professional team. So we need a CV, we need a photograph, and it needs to be emailed to auditions at bernardj.co.za. And they need to do that today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if there's anyone that we're interested in seeing and we think can sing, can dance, and act the part and join this exciting team, we have to let them know by Monday morning so that they can get to the South African State Theatre and they can be part of the very rigorous, I must say, rehearsal audition process. They have to get through a dance audition before we'll get them to a singing audition, and they have to get through a singing audition before they get to an acting audition.
Yeah.
So if you can't dance well, you're not going to crack it in terms of getting to even be seen as an actor. It's really important that we're looking for, in theatre terms, a triple threat performer.
And what for you, you just said now you decided to get into the musicals space. What triggered that decision? What did you say, okay, right now I'm ready and I can get into this space?
So it's been really interesting for me because I have been thinking about career shifts for a while, past year or so. And Bernard J actually phoned me and said, I'd like to have a meeting with you. I didn't know what he was going to talk to me about. We knew each other through opening nights and so on, but we had never worked with each other before. So a couple of months ago, I sat with him and he proposed this production and said he would like me to direct it. And so in a way, the production's kind of chosen me, but it's come at a great time for me where I've been thinking about how to shift some of my own career goals and to return to some of the things that I really enjoyed and that I found a love for as a teenager. Working at Parktown Boys in productions where I directed musicals and was in musicals as a teenager. So this is a great opportunity to kind of relive some of those dreams and to build on those dreams and perhaps shift. I mean, I'm certainly not giving up directing new South African plays. I certainly want to contribute still to creating dynamic, interesting new South African work that speaks to where we live and all the complexities of where we live. But this is a great opportunity for me to exercise some other muscles.
All right. Greg, thank you so much. Good luck with the auditions. I don't envy you. Seeing so many people sing, so many people dance and act. Well,
it's going to be a long week, but we're excited.
It's on Monday. What time do you start on Monday?
We start at 10 o'clock on Monday morning at the South
State Theatre. All right. At the South African State Theatre. So if you think you can dance, sing and act, this is for you.
And I must say, people mustn't just arrive, they have to send that email.
Okay, so auditions at bernardj.co.za.
That's the one, auditions at bernardj.co.za.
All right, so please send your CV. You have to send your CV to auditions at bernardj.co.za to be able to audition on Monday, 10 o'clock at the Pretoria State Theatre in the capital city. All right, Greg Homann, director of the Saturday Night Fever. Make your way there if you can on Monday. All right, let's take a break. Stay with us.